I've been fascinated by microbrand watches for years, long before I ever started this YouTube channel. But for the longest time, I hesitated to actually buy one. And there are two main reasons for that. First, I've always preferred experiencing a watch in person before committing. There's something irreplaceable about holding it in your hands, feeling its weight, assessing the finishing, and seeing how it wears on the wrist. It's a ritual I've come to appreciate, talking to the salespeople, getting their insights, and really connecting with the piece before buying. Clicking add to a cart on a website just doesn't give me that same level of confidence. Second, I have a certain expectation when it comes to quality. And no, that doesn't mean I only go for high-end Swiss watches. Some of my favorite watches are affordable Seikos and Casios. But there's a baseline level of craftsmanship and finishing that you can only judge in person. And that held me back from diving into microbrands. Over the past few years, though, the microbrand landscape has evolved. We're no longer talking about clunky, generic watches with off-the-shelf parts and questionable finishing. Instead, brands are delivering thinner cases, original designs, dials with real finesse, and reliable movements from respected manufacturers. The quality and value now rivals and sometimes surpasses some established brands. After years of hesitation, I decided that 2025 would be the year I finally take microbrands seriously and make a purchase. But with so many options out there, I knew I had to narrow it down. I started by creating a shortlist of 10 standout brands that resonated with me, which I covered in a previous video, linked below if you want to check it out. From there, I went through the painstaking process of picking just one, and today I'm excited to share with you my choice, which is going to be the Wise Adamascus 87. Wise is a brand that I really like. They make a lot of watches, but their Adamascus 87 models really grabbed my attention when I first saw them on Instagram. My immediate reaction, wow, this looks like a King Seiko or Grand Seiko. And if you've ever been following this channel, you know how much I love those brands. When it comes to dressier microbrand watches, Wise nails it with their case design and materials. The polished surfaces give it a refined, elegant vibe, less sporty, more sophisticated. It actually reminds me of Grand Seiko's 62GS, especially with that bezel-free construction and boxed sapphire crystal. If you'd like to see a side-by-side comparison with my Grand Seiko, let me know in the comments. And let's not forget they're using 904L stainless steel, which is top-tier stuff. But the real magic is in the details. The dial is clean and understated, yet everything about it feels premium. Inside, the Miura 9019 keeps things running smoothly, and the movement's decoration complements the watch's overall luxury feel. Before we dive in, I want to make one thing clear. Just because this is a microbrand watch doesn't mean I'll be treating it with kids' gloves. I'm going to hold it to the same standards I apply to luxury timepieces, because that's how I determine if something is truly worth your money. Now, you might disagree with the approach, especially given the watch's price point. But here's my thinking. I'm used to wearing watches that mean a certain level of craftsmanship. And if I go easy on this one, what's the point? If I praise it on camera, but then toss it in a drawer afterwards, that doesn't help anyone. Least of all, you, the viewer. If this watch delivers, I'll say so. And if it falls short, you'll know that as well. The Wise 87 strikes an excellent balance in proportions. A 39mm diameter case with a 47mm lug-to-lug and a slim 11.4 profile. Crafted from 904L stainless steel, the same premium alloy used by top-tier Swiss brands, it achieves a solid but comfortable weight of 67 grams, including the leather strap. The conical screw-down crown not only adds a touch of visible refinement, but also ensures 100 meters of water resistance, making the stress watch more versatile than its elegant appearance might suggest. This case is absolutely stunning. In fact, it's the primary reason I decided to purchase this watch. As I mentioned earlier, it perfectly captures those vintage King Seiko and Grand Seiko aesthetics that I'm so drawn to. Wise has curated an excellent selection of dials for this model, offering something for every taste. The options range from sunburst gray, sunburst green blue, enamel finishes in gray, black, brown, or green blue. I personally chose the enamel silk gray, and it's absolutely stunning in person. The enamel surface has this luxurious and creamy texture. The layout is clean and balanced with a framed date window at 6 o'clock, maintaining the dial's symmetry. We have evenly laid out trapezoid indices with small Arabics towards the inner part of the dial. The minute track round the periphery gets some nice distortion from the crystal. The polished hands mirror the angular profile of the indices, creating visual cohesion, while the applied lume on both elements enhances the watch's practicality. At 12 o'clock, you'll find the clearly printed brand and model names, with automatic 100 meters neatly framed above the date window at 6 o'clock. It's a restrained, well-executed design that balances form and function. Turning the watch over reveals the Miyota 9019 movement. This reliable workhorse operates at 28,800 vibrations per hour, delivering that smooth seconds hand sweep we all appreciate. While its 42-hour power reserve may not be class-leading by today's standards, I'll happily trade some reserve for the superior beat rate. Several aspects of this movement's implementation impressed me. Accuracy. On my time grapher, it measured plus 6 seconds per day. Exceptional performance that suggests that Wise performs additional regulation. And unlike some other noisier Miyota 8 series movements, the 9019 here remains remarkably quiet in daily wear. Only intentional, vigorous wrist movements produce an audible rotor sound. The movement also shows decent finishing and decoration that is in line with watches at this price point. So I have no complaints when it comes to the movement in the Wise. On my 6.5-inch wrist, the AD7 wears beautifully. The gracefully curved lugs and compact 47mm lug-to-lug distance make it exceptionally comfortable. That said, those with wrists under 6 inches might struggle to pull this one off. The included black leather strap has neat, precise stitching with a tasteful taper towards the stainless steel buckle, and started to soften and mold to my wrist after just a few days of wear. Visually, this watch gives off an old-school vibe. The boxed sapphire crystal and the elegant flowing case lines create a timeless look that goes back to classic mid-century designs. Sophisticated enough for dressy occasions, but with enough character for everyday wear. At $630, the current pricing at the time of this review, this watch delivers outstanding value. Honestly, it's impressive how much quality Wise has packed into this piece. After spending some time with it, I can confidently say that this is one of the best dress watches available under $700. Now, if I'm nitpicking, and I mean really nitpicking, I'd love to see a slightly shorter, more downturned lugs to optimize that on-wrist presence. And Wise, if you're listening, please ditch the packaging. A flimsy forward box doesn't do justice to the quality of the watch itself. A simple, well-made wooden box or even a premium cardboard case with your branding would elevate the unboxing experience. But those are minor critiques in what's otherwise an outstanding offering. As my first microbrand purchase, the AD7 has exceeded my expectations. So much so that I'm now eager to explore more from Wise and other microbrands in the future. If you enjoyed this review, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. Wishing you all the best in your watch collecting journey. Until next time.